So, Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidanandamurtaye Nisprapanchaya Santaya Niralambaya Tejase Sankaram Sankaracharyam Kesavam Badarayanam Sutrabhasakritam Vande Bhavanto Punaha Punaha Iswaragaratmete Murtibheda Vibhagine Yamavadvyaptadehaya Siddhakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Gurubhyo Namaha Om Em Saraswataye Namaha Om Klim Kalikaye Namaha Om Klim Bhadrakali Namaha Om Nam Durgaye Namaha Om Him Namah Shivaya Hari Om. So today the very special subject, evidence of the chakras, and today I'm going to also kind of quotation about the evidence for the existence of the chakras. How we can realize that the existence of chakras is not about, because most of the time we have doubts, right? Sometimes we have doubts, is there any chakras or not? So evidence for the chakras, that we can find this chapter also, evidence for the existence of the chakras. When you study our Kundalini Tantra book, and that book, you can find the page number 370, and it is kind of research work. It is a research work. One of the Dr. Hiroshi Motoyama from Japan, and he was the founder of the Kundalini Research Center in scientifically. So, of course, Kundalini chakras are always related to science of Tantra, and you know that already. So chakras are, although residing in our psychic levels, not the physical body, not the subtle, not the astral body, but it's causal body. But when Kundalini awakening or chakras are awakening, what happening? It affects our physical body, our mental body, our pranic body, our psychological body, even more beyond, which is subconsciousness, and we don't know. But once awakening Kundalini is going to affect a totality of the personality, especially to the chittas. What is study chitta abriti nirodha yoga. And when awakening Kundalini or awakening chakra is going to affect here. As I say that if you study in another, if you put in another way to understand Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manamaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, then Anandamaya Kosha. Although physically we try to locate the chakras like Muladhara chakra and the perineum, Swadhisthana chakra, with the navel areas, the pelvic areas, the third chakra, center of the navel, fourth, the center of the chest, Anahat chakra, then Vishu, the throat chakra, and Ajna is the eyebrow center, Bindu, the backside of the head, and Sahasra on the top, and many more also chakras. We have in experience that last time also. So this is not only the 6 or 7 or 8, there is 10 chakras. There are Murdhagni also, and many other chakras. There is Nasikagra, That is also another chakras. So that you are going to and experience also psychological level. But somehow we have to understand the Kundalini Yoga teaches us a technique to influence our nerve system and mind. So, as long to bring about a total balance and reintegration at every level of our being. It is an expanded concept of man, a method of developing creative awareness and more and this. Are putting the knowledge and gain to use via a system of experiential technique. It will help us to develop a new outlook on life and ourselves. So that you can, if you go through the Kundalini Tantra book, and you can find out in the page number 370, I'm here simply try to make you more aware and more conscious. Of course, you can read the book, but reading books sometimes it's difficult to understand everything. So therefore, here I bring these topics, and after this lecture, you can study this chapter and more for the better understanding. This it helps us to develop a new outlook on life and ourselves. The chakras and their interactions within the totality of our personality, stretched between Ida and Pingala. That you know already. Ida is the left nostril, right nostril, Pingala, and is balanced in the Susumna. Open up new dimensions for our mind and understanding to explore and develop. And you know that when a common person like everyone else, we born in the society, right? Sometimes somebody president, somebody prime minister, somebody ministers, somebody celebrities, but we are all the common people. And you can see that many common people. How is possible? A common people and born, they can be scientist, can be emperor, can be can be good businessman. So you can see that many people like that. Like evening, our Prime Minister of India, Chaiwala, he became Prime Minister. And you check also that many people like that. So not people born by birth as the rich, but by birth they are famous. By birth they are not president or the Prime Minister or chief of the kingdoms. So these are all are effect of the also Kundalini science, Kundalini energy as well. But of course, when you live in material world, we use that Kundalini energy for a material purpose of life. Samsara, when you becoming rich, you have to, for example, marry not one wife, maybe many wives, many children, many business. So also use that energy for your material fulfillments. But here, as for the Kundalini science, this energy one can use for higher light, for the higher enlightenment. That is our main theme. The Kundalini chakra, once awakening, how it can help for the higher understanding the meaning of life. It means the Kundalini energy can help you in order to attain the final freedom or the final love. So the technique of Kundalini Yoga involves kriyas, combination of asana, pranayama, mudras, and bandhas, rotation of breath and consciousness through nadis and subtle space, repetition of mantras and the piercing of psychic centers that you already know. So when you are going to awaken Kundalini, you have to go through various techniques. Even asana practice, most of the time when people practice Kundalini Yoga, Kundalini Tantra, they don't practice any asanas. Actually, asanas are very important. Which asanas also is helping you how to stimulate and awaken chakras as well, and how to control the mind, how to preserve the mind, how to free from the mental impurities, mental negativity. So therefore, and these are the techniques: pranayama, mudras, bandhas, mantras, and even when you practice in chakra meditations by developing concentration of the mind. So what happened? Why do this? Because we do this how to balance the Ida and Pingala. And once you are balanced of the Ida and Pingala, that we call Shiva and Shakti. So naturally Susumna nadis awakening takes place. And once you're awakening Susumna, so naturally is going to help you awakening Kundalini. And when you keep it, and if you keep this Kundalini energy by I mean, if you keep this energy of the kundalini as preserve way, as preserve, as a how say, as a safest way, means something to keep yourself, which is safe. You're supposed to not lose it. Supposed to not lose it. So when you keep the kundalini energy with you all the time, that naturally turn into enlightenment. That turn to enlightenment. So awakening kundalini is not so important. But awakening kundalini is one thing, but how to keep this energy all the time? One can awaken kundalini any time. One can awaken Sushumna when Ida and Pingala balance. Naturally, you can awaken Sushumna, and when you keep continuity, Sushumna awakening, then also you can awakening kundalini as well, the chakras. But after awakening kundalini, that is the difficult part. All you have to carry it. Carry it. Like you are born as a human being, you see that this human body and mind to keep carry long time, so difficult. Very beginning you are born, your parents are taking care of you. After you have grown up, you taking care of yourself. And you see that you can't even carry your mind so positive, so harmony for a long time, right? So therefore, it's very important how you keep your mind positive, right? How you keep your mind positive, and how we can keep this kundalini energy for longer time for final enlightenments. So that is the difficult. Sometimes you get mantra initiation, Om Namah Shivaya, for example. But did you practice that? Did you chant that? No. You practice, you learn Surya Namaskar, for example. How long? Today you practice, tomorrow no. So like that. So awakening kundalini is one thing. But how to keep carry this kundalini energy for final enlightenment? That is most difficult things. And that we must clear. That must be clear. So they say that so these heat, and they say that when and you are piercing the psychic center, so what happens? This heat of the psychic and physical energetic energy of man and activate and awaken the chakras to our consciousness level of experience and control. The techniques are also designed to bring about balance, purification, and activation of all the chakras with a gentle ascent, same with a gently accentuation of one or two important sentence techniques such as Japa achieve this aim, creating a psychic friction which ignites the spark of higher consciousness. Ajapa Japa. Ajapa Japa is all about how to develop awareness of the breath. And once you sit down and watching your breath, like Soham, for example, awakening, Soham sadhana, or simply develop the awareness of the Soham, and naturally is going to help you how to understanding of the higher consciousness. But that is sometimes difficult to. Sometimes say, should I watch my breath? What I can resolve? No. When you are watching your breath, so what happens? Like Vipassana people practice, when you go Buddhist meditation, this Anapana meditation, how to develop awareness of the incoming and outgoing breath. That also when you only watch your incoming, outgoing breath is helping you. You are watching your Ida and Pingala. You are watching the Shiva and Shakti. So naturally Shiva Shakti and union takes place. And that help you understanding the higher consciousness or the higher love. When conditions for ignition reach the requirement temperature and pressure, energy is liberated within the body and mind, transforming our total personality. This energy must be real and actual, though perhaps as yet undefined and not qualified. It is measurable at both the physical and psychic levels if we have the correct conditions, equipment, and understanding of the phenomena. In this regard, researchers have begun to pioneer exploitation into uncharted depth of the human psyche and are devising technique and equipment to assess, measure, and scientifically prove the existence of the chakras as a primary controlling point for different levels of our being. You see, so measuring the chakras, how we can measure? How we can measure their chakras? They say that Dr. Hiroshima, they say Dr. Hiroshi, not Hiroshima, Dr. Hiroshi Motoyama has helped to pioneer scientific research into yoga and the phenomena of kundalini and chakras. Phenomena means something we are not experiencing physical levels. You know, sometimes when meditate, sometimes you can explain what we experience through the meditation. Phenomenon is something we cannot express through intellect, through the mind, and we can show the physically. Like sometimes when meditate, and especially the most of the yogis or masters, when you are visualize some kind of spirits, like ghost or spirit, sometimes you don't recognize exactly, but nobody can believe because you don't see, you can't prove that to no one. Only you can see. Only you can see the spirit. No one can see that. So difficult to prove. Similarly, when you awaken in Kundalini, you will have the different kind of experience. That experience, even you explain intellectually, nobody going to believe you. Am I clear that? That called phenomena, which is happening at psychological levels, psychic levels. They say, Hiroshima states, fascinated, I too began psychological experiments about 15 years ago to try to determine if chakra's actual existence and the relations to the autonomic nerve system and internal organs. Through various examinations, we have been able to determine that there are significant difference in the psychological functions of the organ associated with the chakra and the individual objects claim to have awakened. Therefore, this research has led in the conclusion that chakras do in fact existence. That we can liberty also working the textbook can read, like this book you can read, right? So you can check that in future. So today just listen how what you can. So you see that actually the chakras that exist and it is a fact. Therefore, they say that they have research. They say in this research for existence of chakras, Motam has developed his own machinery. One of the, when you go to Tokyo, there is one place in Japan, you have research center. One of these is the chakra instrument, which is designed to detect the electromagnetic field of the body and any changes which takes place in it due to chakra stimulation and activation. Looking like a telephone booth and enclosed in a light-proof, lead sealed room, the machine was designed to detect energy generated in the body and then emitted from its forms of various physical variables such as electrical, magnetic, and optical energy changes. Copper electrodes are positioned at the top and bottom of the case and a sliding square panel with the electrodes on all four sides, left, right, front, back, is free to traverse up down to the frame structure so as to be positioned at any part of the subject body. An electromagnetic field is set up between the electrons and any vital energy ejected from the body affect this very sensitive field. So what I mean here, he tried to explain this chapter, he fixing certain kind of technology in order to measure the energy. Especially I saw one time when I live in Haridwar, there was research centers, heard mantras. When you chant mantras, and they always try to see and which chakra is stimulating, and you can see that they put special technology scientifically chant mantra like Om Bhur Bhuvaha Swaha. When you chant this, these chakras they are going to chakras they have special lights they're putting the light, the special green light, red light, that 7 chakras also putting. And it's very interesting that even is available today. I never been there a long time. So it was, I think, 90. I was testing that was in 19. it was 90. I was there at the very beginning of my spiritual life when I was the age of 18, 19. So I used to chant mantras and they're checking how the chakras are working. And it's very interesting for you also, so much you can see in future. I think in West they have this. In the West they have this. So they say that, so that you can see that how mantras are so powerful. Among the all mantras, especially the tantric mantras are more powerful. We say Om, Aim, Hrim, Klim. These are all and the Bij mantras. So tantric mantras are more powerful than common mantras in order to stimulate the chakras, and that you can see through technology. They say copper electrode and photoelectric cell are positioned 12 and 20 centimeters in the front of subject, level with the classical position for given chakras. Location is monitored for changes at the individual concentrations, its mental energy at the chakra point. The measurements are made for 3 to 5 minutes before, during, and affect concentration on the chakras. It is a research work. Of course, I'm not going to read so much, but you have just, I try to remind you in case you have chance to go to Japan. I think here Jasmine also from Japan, and there is an, if you go to Japan and you must and visit the center, and this hero, what is his name? Hiroshi Motayan is the name, Dr. Motayan. Hiroshi Motayan, and he is a researcher of the chakras, and he used to also participate a lot of our international seminars about chakras, about kriyas, about kundalini tantra in India also. He was one of the great follower and disciple of our Grandmaster Samarpan. So therefore, this book written in chapters. It's a long time. I think it's 1974, something like that. And he was a researcher long time before. So therefore, and they try to explain how that laboratory, how it looks like that. They try to explain. It is also part of boring one way, but it is the research part. But if you read, it's also nice. So when I say that, oh, what is good is now only reading the sentence of the research work. No, because I try to remind you so that you can read actually. And I have been personal experience. I have been personal experience about the chakras, how it works. And I used to lie down after chanting mantras, what happening in my different part of the body when I'm breathing, when I go different chakras. And I saw in my own eyes also. I mean, that is limited, but still, at least you can see that certain energy appear. For example, you are angry, you are negative, that is red signals. There is white, that is green, that is like blue, like many colors. So that you can say how your heartbeats are going in. So chakras are not only and affect the psychic level, but it does affect our physical level also. Otherwise, you can't do any activities, right? And like as I told you long time, when awakening chakras takes place, you can be anything. You can be gang leader, you can be bandit, you can be president, you can be prime minister, you can be dancer, you can be anything, right? This means because that energy depends on how that energy is going to use. Once you awaken energy, you can have 10 husband or 10 wife, or no wife, no husband. You can sitting under a tree like Lord Buddha, for example. Depends how you use that energy. Am I clear that? You can be great businessman, or you can beggar in the street also. Awakening kundalini doesn't mean you are becoming enlightenment. No. Awakening kundalini also like Jesus, he was killed by others. It can happen to you, right? Awakening kundalini energy doesn't mean nobody kill you, they can also kill you. It's not like that. But depends that energy, how use your personal life, right? Like I think it's nice also that called Mary Magdalena, right? Who is the close associate with Jesus, right? Atmanan, Mary Magdalena. And she was a real prostitute. I mean, a real courts girl. I can say that in a different name. No, we don't use the word prostitute. We have to use the word the courtesy girl, royal courtesy. Like she only go to the king and emperors to sleep with them, get money. So that is royal courtesy. So that is also personal awakening kundalini. Without awakening kundalini, she couldn't reach to the even Jesus. So we have to understand that sometime. Awakening kundalini is not for the royal kings. It can be common people. As I told, one can be beggar, one can be bandit. Like Angulimala, he was gangster. He was killing 999. And awakening kundalini takes place, he came to Lord Buddha and he becoming a monk. Like Ashoka, the great Samrat, when you go to history, great emperor. He was kind of very peaceful. After that, he becoming very rigid. He was killing thousand in the Kalinga war when he was attacked, and he wanted his empire has to be one. India has to be one kingdom, and he's supposed to be emperor. That was dream. So that he, after that, of course, he was fully awakened. After that, depends on how the energy that he used. Once he becoming emperor, he becoming convert to complete dharma, no dharma at all. He becoming and spreading the message of non-violence. And his lifetime there was no war at all. Never happens until he left his body. And spreading Buddhism all over Sri Lanka, India, many part of the world. That the only king who spent. So it is also part of awakening. Kundalini. Depends how you use it. Am I clear that? So therefore, but here our subject is how to find our inner love and higher freedom. That is my way of understanding awakening, my aim in order to achieve the final enlightenment, the knowledge of soul, the spirit. Without knowledge of soul, without Atmajnana, everything is useless, no matter what you achieve in your life. You maybe have a lot of money, you are beautiful, maybe you are president, maybe you are prime minister. You can have anything in your life. You can be young all the time, like 24 hours, million years, but without knowledge of self, also useless. So that is the highest wisdom, dharma, how to establish truth within. So that the main aim of awakening kundalini. So depends how you use that energy. So Mortimer has used his equipment extensively to determine diseases in the body. In one of he measured a woman who has to have uterine tumor removed a week later. Measurements on his AMI machine refer to the chapter entitled Evidence for the Existence of Nadis, when you also can study how nadis are also exist. But here, this chapter, I'm speaking about how the existence of the chakras. Existence, evidence, is called evidence, not able to like false, not hallucination, is evidence for the existence of the chakras. So chakras are is a fact, it is evident. Don't think it's something imaginations. Am I clear that? So therefore, you must be clear. It is a science. So evidence for the existence of nadis showed imbalance in the related meridians. The pattern of energy measured by the chakra instrument in front of uterus, Swadhisthana chakra, was much greater than and quite different from the normal. Mortimer research indicates that there is a definite correspondence between physical disease and disturbance in the energy of chakra, traditionally said by yogis to control that part of the physical body. You see that? And Dr. Hiroshi Motoyama, he researched a lady have the tumor in uterine. So what happened? That is removed. But he said that if there is balance of Ida and Pingala, it can also create many diseases in their body. So therefore, if you not properly channel your kundalini energy, what happening? It is also convert to psychosomatic sickness, psychosomatic symptoms. So therefore, when people are awakening kundalini, many people becoming druggist, alcoholic, aggressive, right? So it means they are not guided. Like for example, and you can see many gangs leaders like bandits. You can see the history. Like Einstein, he was awakening kundalini, right? He was one of the awakening person. So what happens? Yes, I know the time, and we'll change quickly. Just 1 cent. So like Newton, Einstein is simple, right? And he used that energy for the big purpose. Big purpose. So now we'll stop again. We'll start.